Thanks, Christine. Dr. Golston is our acting department chair right now, so he's wearing a lot of hats and sometimes is not able to be with us. So you got me this morning introducing. This is our contact page. Ms. Walter Carr is now the DBE office manager at ALDOT. Our information is on the next slide. Dr. Golston, Christine, myself, Donald is on the line with us today too. As always, if you need anything from this presentation, you can give any of us a call. These are our supportive services providers in the different regions, Alabama A&M, EEO, Networking Solutions, and UWA in the South. If DBEs need to reach them, their contact information is there, and they're on the line and can share anything that they've got going on at the end of our presentation. Next slide. These are our Mentor-Protégé DBEs that we're working with this year, just so the supportive services know who we're working with and which ones belong to them. We have Elm Services, Burns Environmental, Innovative Contracting Services, Jackson Prime Construction, Strata Professional Services, and JJ Rebar. And I will get into these projects, so I am going to take myself off video so that I can concentrate on these. And I see Dr. Golston connecting. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I just did introduction, sorry.
Oh, no problem. Go, yeah.
Okay. We're getting ready to get into the projects. We've got, I think 10 projects today because there are a couple that I want to talk about that we're going to do some further work with. So we'll go ahead and get started with our first project. This project's in Tuscaloosa, 180 working days, 5% DBE goal. Bracket is about 4 million to 4.8 or not 4.9 million. There's I'm sorry, quite a bit of work for DBEs on this project. There's demolition, a lot of erosion control, hauling. There's a lot of underground utility work on this project. If there are any of our DBEs that are certified to do that, 18-inch to 36-inch roadway and storm sewer. There's some water main work and some hydrant work. So if you are certified in that, you might want to look at this job. Concrete, there's quite a bit of that in this project also, and there's guardrail. So the bidders you see there can meet that 5% goal with lots of different work types. So if you're interested in working in this Tuscaloosa area, you might want to contact these bidders: John Plott, Carcel and G, ST Bunn, Icaros, and GFC Construction. Our next project is in Macon and Montgomery counties, 3% DBE goal, but this is a very large project. It's a bridge project on I-85. There are lots of work types for DBEs. There's demolition, there's hauling, scoring of bituminous pavement. There's still reinforcement on this project, a lot of it, if you are in that work type. There's also underground utility work in this project, lots of storm sewer. There's concrete, erosion control, and guardrail. The 3 bridge companies bidding right now are Scott Bridge, Murphy Bridge, and McInnes Construction. Next project's Macon County. There's only a 2% DBE goal on this, but this is an almost $21 million project, so there will be a good amount of DBE work. There's demolition, hauling, bituminous scoring, guardrail, and erosion control. This is pretty much a straight paving project, so there's not really any concrete work or steel reinforcement or anything like that. Tentative bidders to East Alabama Paving, Wiregrass, and Mid-South. This next project is Lee County. There's a 1% goal. Bracket estimate is 5 million to a little over 6 million. This is another straight paving project, but there would be opportunities for that 1%, most likely in hauling and bituminous scoring. The only tentative bidder right now is East Alabama Paving Company. Our next project is Jackson County, 4% DBE goal. Bracket estimate is about 2.8 to 3.4. There's demolition, hauling, bituminous scoring, erosion control, and guardrail on this project. Right now, Wiregrass Construction is the only tentative bidder. The next project is Dale County. There's a 9% DBE goal on this, which I think is the highest of this letting. And even though the bracket estimate is not that high at the 9%, there will be considerable DBE work on this. Bracket estimate is about $1.6 to $1.9 million. There's demolition, there's hauling, erosion control, and guardrail. This is another pretty much straight paving project. The two bidders right now are Mid-South and Wiregrass. This project 50 is in Madison County. It has a 7% DBE goal. The bracket estimate is not high. This is a smaller project, but I wanted to talk about this project because we're going to discuss it later in this seminar. We have a large DBE prime that's partnering with one of our previous DBE contractors, and they are going to bid this project together. So we're excited about that. And then as they work through their bid on this, we're going to turn this into a training class, probably in the April timeframe. So we'll use everything from this project to the plans, the specs, the estimates, and walk through an entire project as a workshop and a training, like I said, in April. The bracket estimate is about $750,000. This is pretty much just a concrete project. It's bringing sidewalks and intersections up to handicap and disability, the new standards. The tentative, there are a lot of tentative bidders. The tentative bidders, Rogers Group, McElhaney, Tyzak Concrete, which I've not seen their name before on a letting. They're out of Minnesota, but they are a pre-qualified prime with ALDOT. Mid-South Paving, SJ&L, and Gregory Construction Services, which is a new bidder also, and they are out of Mississippi. Next slide. This project is Blount County. There's a 7% DBE goal. Bracket estimate is about 2.8 to 3.4 million. This is a straight paving project. I would imagine most all that DBE goal is going to be met with hauling and bituminous scoring. The two tentative bidders are Whitaker Contracting and Wiregrass Construction. This project is Madison County, 8% DBE goal. The bracket estimate is not that high, but with the 8%, there will be DBE work. There's demolition, a lot of it. Hauling, there's also underground utility on this project with storm sewer. There's considerable concrete on this project, and there's erosion control. The tentative bidders are listed there. Most of the ones that you see bidding pretty consistently in the North Alabama area: Rogers Group, Mid-South, Wiregrass, SJ&L, and Gregory Construction Services, again, out of Mississippi. This last project, I just wanted to mention, this is a small business element project that is really the only projects that ALDOT sets aside for small businesses. So you have to be a qualified small business element with ALDOT to be able to bid on these projects. And this is one of the reasons that we try to encourage our DBEs to become, if they have a general contractor's license, to become a pre-qualified prime contractor with ALDOT. Because once you do that, there's just a 1-page, 2-page form to fill out to become a small business element. And the small business element contracts are, I believe, $400,000 and under, and they are set aside just specifically for the small businesses. So this is a great way to get into ALDOT work if you are a smaller business, a lower risk because of the lower bracket estimates. This is the first small business element project we've seen in probably 2 years, maybe 3 years. So in order for ALDOT to put more of these on lettings, we've got to get more DBEs certified as SBEs so that they will know there are SBEs in the areas to set these projects aside for. This project is concrete. It's also doing curb ramp installations at intersections for handicap access. So, you know, a small concrete contractor, a DBE that's an SBE, this would be a great project for them. The tentative bidders right now, Macon Construction and Triple J Construction. And we're going to hear from Elliot Bulls. Elliot is bidding on the project 50 that we just talked about. That I said he was the DBE prime contractor that is going to partner with one of our previous small DBE firms. Donald?
Yes, I just texted him a few seconds ago and to get his ETA. And I could talk a little bit about it if you can go to the project if you don't mind.
I don't think we had any. Okay. Christine's going back to it.
Okay. So while we wait on Elliot, pretty much what we're trying to do is we're going to run, I'm going to call it a mock simulation of the process of bidding with ALDOT, all the way from getting your quotes from your subs to the estimating all the back office stuff that need to go on, and then actually bid the job, right? And what we're going to do then is turn that into a class and walk each DBE step by step through the process, right? And all the things you need to bid. So because it's a job that's been as a prime contractor, that means you're getting quotes from subs, right? So we're going to walk through the process if you're like a prime, and then we're going to walk through the process like if you're a subcontractor. Then what we're going to do then for each of the 6s in our program that want that are a prime contractor want to become a prime, we're going to walk them that process, and do the same thing with the subcontractors, right? But the whole idea is to get the DBEs familiar with all the steps that you need to take to bid ALDOT related type work, right? And all the things that you need in place. Then after that, the next go round about training is going to be more about then your actual cost structure and things like that as a GC or as a prime or as a hall or something of that nature, right? Again, the whole idea this year is by the end of the program, we want the DBEs to have a full understanding of all the steps and all the items, templates, and things they need to do business with ALDOT and their prime contractors, right? Now, that does not mean they're going to be ready to go after all that, but at least they will have been exposed to everything they need to know and understand as it relates to doing transportation-related work. Then the next step would be is just doing the iteration of that over and over again repetitively until they get really proficient at doing it. So that's the whole idea around this approach that we're doing. Now, the other part about this that I think is great and unique is Elliot came through our program, and now he is mentoring DBs in our program and putting this class together. And that just talks about the value of as you will, if you will, of the program and how we have over the years continued to innovate and like what things can we do more better, if you will, to make sure that DBEs are getting all the things that they need, and from the perspective of a DBE as well that has come through the program. But anyway, this is the project right here. Like Monica was saying, it's somewhere between $600,000 and $756,000, and it has a lot of work in it that's typical work for DBEs and that's typical projects that's coming up. Now, the last thing and most importantly as it relates to this, being that the transportation bill has passed, there's going to be a lot of projects coming up with your local municipalities, your counties, all right, and the state that's going to be similar to these type projects. So once you get this down packed and get all your estimating, your costing down, and things of that nature, and your process down, then you can be a bid on some of those projects as well with your municipality and with your counties. Okay, so the whole idea is give our DBEs as many tools as we can to make sure that they can perform at the level they need to perform to do this work successfully. Let me see, is Elliot on? Is Elliot on yet? Hold on. Okay, no. So while we're still waiting on him, is there any questions? Can you guys still hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay.
They just don't have any questions right now.
Oh, he's like complete silence. But anyway, okay, he's signing in now. But he's going to talk through like what's his expectations going to be, how he's going to be the job, and working with what's his name, Blake Redmond Construction and so forth. That's who he's going to partner with to do this particular project. But we want to get documented much of the process as we can, so we can simulate this constantly, so DBEs can get the experience of going through this process. And then again, so we won't have to continue to reinvent the wheel each time we bid a project and so forth.
Donald, he hadn't pulled the, he's not. Uh-oh, I got an echo. He's not a tentative bidder.
I know, but it's just tentative. You can still bid it.
Hello.
Somebody has two devices on. Somebody's got a cell phone and a computer.
Make sure it's not me.
I just have the video on.
Go ahead, Elliot. We just, Donald just summarized the project. I think now we're just waiting for you to kind of walk through kind of your expectations a little bit, and then we'll see if anybody has any questions.
Okay, let me get it pulled up right here. This is called 50, right?
Yes.
Okay, basically, I'm looking at getting prices on demolition, concrete, the striping, the lighting, erosion control, and traffic control. So we plan on self-performing some of the demolition and concrete if need be. That's kind of the way we're looking at it.
When would you need those bids in, Elliot? So that you can
Thursday by 5 o'clock at the latest. Lunchtime, preferably. Sometimes people get it's kind of hectic, so it's kind of 5 o'clock at the absolute latest.
And what kind of support and documentation you want from each of the DBs that are going to submit your quote?
They can go ahead and send their DBE certificate of insurance with ALDOT, just for proof of insurance. That's pretty much it. And of course,
are you going to require them to Are you going to require them to bond their portion of it, or are you just going to do it yourself?
No, I have to bond the entire project as a prime anyway, so no, they don't have to bond back to me. And it's up to them. They can include their gross receipts tax and bond premiums, or they can leave them out. So it'd be more simple, since I've got to bond the entire job, they can leave the bond premiums and the gross receipts tax out, and I can add that myself.
Just make sure they make a note on their bid that they're leaving those out or excluding those, correct?
Correct, yes. Correct, yes. Yeah. They have a notes section at the bottom of their quote, letting me know what's included, what's not included.
Okay. On
It
another
should be
note,
turnkey as well. Turnkey as well.
okay, I was also explaining how we want to turn this into a class for you to walk through the process of bidding as a prime to ALDOT, and then of course the process you go through with interacting with your subs, and then of course bidding as a sub. Can you walk through that just a little bit?
Yeah, that'd be fine. We can do my class on that, and I think our dates are sometime in March or April. So I'll stay in touch with you guys, Veronica, and get that scheduled and give people plenty of time to work out their schedule so they can attend that class. It'll probably be virtual, most likely, unless you guys want to do a site in Birmingham or something like that, like we did on the last one. But that was what, 2 or 3 years ago.
I'm hoping we can do it locally in Birmingham as a central location. Then the other some that cannot attend can attend virtually. Because one of the things I was saying earlier before you got on was that we want to make sure that we walk through each of the steps and all the documentation that's needed and do like a simulation of like bidding, like the whole process you're about to go through now and the type of information you require, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, making sure they have their costing information too. So I'm gonna try to get those things done first. And so, because in the meeting, I'm hoping we have someone that wants to be a prime and those that are sub, so they can each know what their responsibilities are by the end of this class.
That's correct. So we'll basically just be adding to my previous class that I did. Those, hopefully everybody that attended 3 years ago have at least got their sub GC license and their DBE certificates, where all that part is done and they have their insurance in place, and they've done that part themselves and also been working as well. So we can move forward to get in touch with the primes, get some of this work.
And what I was going to try to do in the meantime is start collecting that information specifically from the 6. And then so when you have the class, we'll already kind of like have all the information we need as to where they are in the process. But the other portion of this thing is just like you were saying, let's get some of this work. I was also reiterating about the transportation bill has passed. So a lot of work like this is going to be coming through for municipalities and counties as well, and being able to bid on those type jobs for those types of agencies, not just ALDOT.
Yes, they have a lot of, I think they're TARP or HAP projects that are locally let. So they call them locally let projects to the municipalities, but they're funded by ALDOT. So we can also probably touch on some of those websites and where to go and find those job opportunities when they come out, because they won't be on ALDOT's website where we're going now. That's only for ALDOT letting. So they have to know the different sites that the municipalities use throughout the state to post their jobs that are out for bid. So we can add that to the class as well.
Perfect.
And I hope you're writing all this down because I won't remember all this. But we can get it. We have time to get it together.
We're recording it, so we can go back and watch it.
Even better.
Okay, Veronica. So Elliot, that's pretty much what we want you to go through. And I asked, was there any questions beforehand, and no one had any questions. So let's do this again. Is there any questions?
I only see 2 other names on here. Latoya Sterling, are they with UAH, and Christina Lewis?
That's
UAH.
That's UAH.
Okay.
We have Liz Mason. Hey, Donald, can you turn yours off just a second?
Somebody's messing this thing up.
Yeah, it's Donald.
Okay.
Okay. Liz Mason from Elm Services is on. I see her name. She is a DBE in the Birmingham area, Elliot, that we would like to get you in touch with. So hopefully there'll be a chance for us to get y'all together.
And what does she do again?
Hey, Liz.
Liz Mason.
Uh-huh. Hey, do you want to tell Elliot a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, we're a site work contractor. Elliot, you did some work on the BJCC. We did the site work package and the utilities on the BJCC.
Okay, gotcha.
So we do a lot of
Thank-
work local for Harvard, and then we have several other, GCs that we work for here locally, but site work, utilities, demolition.
Okay, I think you guys were on, I can't remember which side we did all that sidewalk. I think Greg, my superintendent, mentioned you guys' name, so, okay, good.
Yeah. So definitely see you guys around a good bit. So we're very familiar with who you are. And I'm absolutely looking forward to this class. It sounds great.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you so much, Elliot. If nobody has any other questions for Elliot, we will let him go. I know you're busy.
All right, is Danielle on here?
Danielle is on here.
Oh, okay. Hey, Danielle.
Hey, Mr. Bulls.
How are you?
Oh, well, Happy New Year. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Yes,
Haven't
we're
seen you in
here.
3 years. I saw your name and said, okay.
I'm here.
still-
So
you're
is Ms.
still working.
Stoudemire, Mr. Mills, Ms. Sterling. We're
All
all,
right.
the band is back together.
All right. Well, let's rock and roll.
Good to see you, sir. Really good to
You
see you.
too.
I thought you were driving, Danielle.
Not me. That's Donna Taylor, not me.
Nano's always driving. All right.
Dr. Golston, that's all